welcome back to the Angular Stories series. We started our small journey about Angular template powers. In the last episode, we learned about interpolation, property binding, and event binding. This time we'll cover ng-container, ng-template, and ng-content. By the end of this video, you will learn about them, understand when and why to use them. So, let's start with the easiest one. ng-container. We use ng-container like this in Angular template. And there are three main cases where ng-container is what you should use. Case 1, I want to wrap some HTML elements, but I don't want to see the wrapper in the DOM. This is more about making your code elegant when inspecting it. Here is an example that is rendered only when the movies list is available and then displays each movie div. Case 2 is when we want to use multiple structural directives. We didn't yet learn more about directives, but the following example is quite intuitive. I want to look through my array of movies when it's available. Then I want each li element to be displayed only for highly rated movies. We want to keep our HTML semantic by using list HTML URL tag and li tag for each movie. Combining two structural directives is not possible in Angular. The first thing to do, since we need to display each li element based on movie rates condition, we wrap each li element with ng-container. In the DOM, we'll see a traditional URL list with its li elements, nothing more or less. Case 3. ng-container can also be used to instantiate a template anywhere on the page using the ng-template outlet directive or by creating a dynamic component using a reference. The dynamic component case will not be covered in this video, but the general idea is that we access the inject dynamic component here reference in the components class and inject dynamically the child component. ng-template outlet directive. Super useful when using a template in multiple places and we don't want to repeat ourselves. A loader is a perfect example. I want to show loader when fetching all users, and I want to show loader again when we click on a user to retrieve its data or orders or whatever you want. As you can see, the loader template is not repeated thanks to the ng-template outlet. We reuse loading template without duplicating the template everywhere we need a loader. For this example, we used ng-template. Let's learn more about it. This one has a lot of powers. Here are some of what it provides. Power 1, reusability. This is the most incredible power it got. You can define a block of HTML code and reuse it in multiple places. As we saw with the loader template, we don't repeat ourselves. Power 2, conditional rendering. We can render template based on some conditions. It allows doing something like, if you are in loading mode, do this, and else do that. Power 3, lazy loading. It's surprising, isn't it? You can define your template and only use it when you need it. This helps improve performance by reducing the initial HTML content you need to load. In this example, my template is never rendered in the DOM unless the loaded boolean is true. It's time to discover the magic of ng-content, a super powerful feature or pattern that is used to project content. It acts as a placeholder for content like ng-template do, except that this content comes from the parent component. Here is an example. The child component here displays welcome and can have any projected content thanks to the ng content pattern. The parent component uses the child component and injects whatever it wants into the child component. In this case, it injects another header with the message "This content was projected from the parent component." Another use case can be using it to define a layout for a component with different slots and then inject it into each slot, like a card, for example. In this example, we inject the card header content, same goes for the body and the footer. Some real-life example could be creating your own custom and reusable accordions with projected content inside each accordion, creating your custom stipper with custom content based on context, and creating a reusable card. This allows you more flexibility, reusability, and customization. This is usually used in advanced cases requiring high customization and reusability. The final thing I have to mention here is that we can combine ng content with ng template for conditional content projection, and we can combine it as well with the ng container. Even though ng container wrapper is not rendered in the DOM, we can still use it with ng content thanks to the ng project as directive. Isn't it awesome what we can do inside an Angular HTML template? Well, that's not all. Our episode ends here. Thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next episode of Angular Stories. Till then, keep learning and stay tuned. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the Web Stories channel, hit like and enable notifications to get notified whenever an episode is out.